Hey guys, I'm Steven on PS4 and I'm bringing you my first operator review on Jager. This is in fact part 1. This Jager operator, he is on the defensive side of Rainbow Six Siege and he is using a active defensive system that you can place on walls or on the ground. It intercepts grenades before they do detonate. So let's get into the loadout. This is the M870 shotgun. It has really good damage and it does 60 damage in fact and a 43 mobility, which is really good, and also it has a 7 capacity shotgun shells. I've played with this shotgun, do use the laser sight but no optics. I would just like to mention that this shotgun is the most powerful shotgun in the game. You don't need to add any optics on the shotgun. The iron sights is actually very nice, and you just need to slip on a laser sight. Since you have a shotgun, you will be firing in some situations. The weapon I play with in Jager operator is the 416C carbine. It does 45 damage at a rate of 700 rounds per minute. The mobility is 41, which is pretty good. The capacity pretty standard, 30 rounds in one mag, and the recoil pattern is really easy. It's not that difficult since we do have attachments to compensate for that. So we do have a lot of optics that we can choose for this weapon. The red dot, the holographic, the ACOG, and the reflex sight. I prefer the holographic just because when you're aiming at a target, it has a really open vision and you can be really accurate since the reticle of the holographic is really nice. We do have suppressor, flash hider, and we also have the compensator. At this very moment, I do use the flash hider since in the open beta, the flash hider had a better recoil pattern than the compensator. I don't know if that was a glitch or a bug, but I did realize they did change it in the official launch of the game. So later on, I did bought the compensator because I realized now they did fix it. So that is a good thing. As you can see, I just bought it now, and because I just realized now the recoil pattern they did change it, and we do put on the vertical grip. That is a obvious thing we do. The vertical grip will just help us with recoil control. I don't play with any laser sight since it can give you a position away. In some cases, it could maybe help you a bit, but since this isn't really a hip fire PDW sort of weapon, it's a really aiming down sights weapon. It's a 416 carbine, so you need to rely on aiming down sights. So guys, in my opinion, the best loadout you can use for Jager is the holographic sight, the vertical grip, and the compensator. That's it, nothing else. You would be just fine. Let's quickly have a look at the secondary weapon of Jager. He has the P12 handgun. It is a 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol that has a low recoil, best used in mid-range combat. It does 48 damage, which is really good for a pistol. The mobility is 50, which is actually 100%, and the capacity is 15 in one magazine. The recoil pattern is really nice on this pistol. I do not equip any suppressor since that lowers the damage quite a bit, and no laser sight at this very moment. So at the moment, the pistol is just fine, stock standard. You don't need to put on anything to make it better. You will be just fine. I'll quickly take you through the reason why I don't take the deployable shield is because Jager is a really fast operator. He does not have a lot of armor, so being behind a shield and camping, it maybe not going to work the best for you. Since he is a quick operator, use his advantages. That's why I use the barbed wire. I just place it down near the objective, maybe to help my teammates as well, and I'll be flanking with this operator as much as possible. I won't be standing still or camping in one position or location, since, as I told you guys, the armor is not really good on this Jager. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, as you can see, we are playing the map Consulate, and I want to give you the first reason why I like this operator is because of the speed. If you do find yourself in a basement located where the hostage is, or the bombs or the secure area is, um, do run upstairs and reinforce the ceilings as soon as possible. You will obviously get spotted by drones, but do not worry about that too much since you will be hopefully and possibly running downstairs again. So if you can shoot a couple of drones while running down, that'll be great, but don't worry about that too much. Do your job, reinforce the ceilings, help your teammates. Since you have a good speed, you can do that very quicker than any operator else. So do also use your barbed wire. it really helps if you do put it in front of the objectives. In some cases, you can do that under the ceiling. You can just put it down there, and as they come down there, and it's going to be really hard for them to advance since your barbed wire is really effective. I do know a lot of people that don't use barbed wire, and because they don't think it's that effective. But if you do place it in the correct locations, it will help you guys a lot more than you do think. And the ADS is also a really nice gadget. I also thought in the beginning that this ADS, the active defensive system that intercepts the grenades before they detonate, is not going to do that much. But I must say, I think competitively, this is going to be a really good gadget, since I do know in competitive matches, smoke or stun grenades or grenades is going to be a big influence, or play a big influence in this game on a later stage. But since I started or learning where to place this active defensive system, it really helped myself as well as the team. I know in some matches that I managed to destroy about 4 to 5 grenades in the objective room. I think that could really benefit to all the teammates. So do make sure you put them in the correct locations to benefit the most from it. So far, the best strategy I find while using the faster operators with a low armor is get in a safe position, using the cameras, see where your enemy are, try finding and locating and spotting them, try go for a flank. If you do know the map very well, definitely go for a flank, see if you can get a kill or two, and do barricade the path that you just destroyed or exposed to the enemy, just to break the line of sight again, and do get in another position, maybe use another camera, and go on from there. Even though that the fast operators is not going to help you physically reflect faster in situations, but in some cases you get to move faster away from doorways if they do break it, as you just saw over there. And it also can help you to maybe run into a specific direction and just get away from them much quicker. I've managed to escape a lot of firefights using the faster operators in the closed beta. I did not use the fast operators that much, and I really struggled to run away because I do play a lot of Battlefield, and I do know in some situations you need to make a run for it to get into cover. But in this game, it's really hard to get into cover since they can shoot through walls and or some walls, as I should say. But since I am using the faster operators, I do get to run into a safer location and just take it on from there then.